We'll end our section looking at some application problems involving some business functions. So suppose that a company produces and sells X units of a product. Its revenue is the money generated from selling the product, and its cost is the money for producing the product. The profit is the money taken in, or revenue, minus the money spent, the cost. So if a company produces X units of a product, then its revenue, cost, and profit can be represented by these functions. The revenue function can be found by taking the price and multiplying by X. The cost function is the fixed cost plus the cost per unit to produce the product times the number made, X. And the profit can be found by taking revenue and subtracting cost. The break-even point is where the revenue and cost are equal, or in other words, when the profit is 0. So example 6, suppose that a company produces wheelchairs with a fixed cost of $500,000 and a cost of $400 for each chair. Each chair will be sold for $600. So in A, we want to write the cost function of producing X wheelchairs. So the cost function, we want to take the fixed cost, which the problem says is $500,000, and add to that the cost per unit. It says it costs $400 per chair, times the number of chairs we're going to make, which is represented by X. So there's your cost function. B says, write the revenue function for selling X wheelchairs. Revenue function can be found by taking the price that you're going to sell the product at, which for this problem says $600, and multiplying by the number that you sell, which is represented by X. So the revenue function is 600X. C says find the break-even point for producing and selling X wheelchairs. Well, since cost and revenue are both money amounts, this is basically a substitution problem with a system of two equations, cost and revenue being your system of two equations. So since C and R both represent money, it's like taking 600X and substituting it for C, and then solving 600X equals 500,000 plus 400X. Okay, so solving that system for X will tell us the break-even point. So solving this for X, we'll subtract 400X. So 200X equals 500,000. And then we want to take 500,000 and divide by 200. Okay, and so that we get X equals 2,500. So if the company produces and sells 2,500, they will break even. They will not make any money because all of their revenue is offset by cost. Okay, part D says to write the profit function for producing and selling X wheelchairs. Okay, well, the profit function is found by taking your revenue and subtracting cost. And we already have functions for those. So take profit, or take revenue, 600X, and subtract cost. Something you have to be careful of is you want to subtract this entire function. You're not just subtracting 500,000. So you need to subtract 500,000 and subtract 400X, okay, because you're subtracting the entire function. Combining like terms, 600X minus 400X is 200X minus 500,000. So there's your profit function, 200X minus 500,000. Question E asks for you to find the profit for producing and selling 4,200 chairs. Okay, so to do that, profit is going to equal 200 times 4,200 chairs minus 500,000. Okay, so if you put that into your calculator, 200 times 4,200 minus 500,000, you get 340,000. So profit for selling 4,200 shares is 340,000.